Amanda here with you again from Gunlock Lane Jewellery. This week we're going to work on another chain link. I know you all love the chain links very much. I get a lot of comments on the chain links, like to show more. So I thought I'd show you another one. And this is the one that we're going to be making today. It's got a little twist in it there, if you can see, which helps it catch the light while you're wearing it. It's a lovely little link. It's easy to do. We're also going to be making a chain link connector as well. So I'm just going to grab all my supplies together and I'll get back with you. Okay, back with you, and let's get started. So what we're going to need is some 18 gauge wire. I'm going to flush cut the end of that wire, and you're going to need 4 centimeters or 1.5 inches of wire per link. So we'll just cut that. Once you cut one, you can just use that as your measuring tool against, for your next link. So I'm going to flush cut that one. And then flush cut that one as well. So you just carry on like that until you've got the amount of links that you need. Okay, let's get these out of the way. So my wire's not very straight there, so I should have straightened it on the spool, but you could still do it this way. You just want it reasonably straight. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing I do is ever perfect. Okay. Now grabbing your round nose pliers, we're just going to grab our wire there, making sure you're as close to the end as possible. Oops. Holding on tight and turn. So we're just making a loop on each end. Just like that. Now it doesn't matter if you've got one going this way and one going the other way. You do it whichever way you like to do it. You can have one going, they can both be going the same way, or one can be going one way and the opposite way. It doesn't matter. Just bend that back so I've got it nice and straight like that. And then just grabbing a chunkier pair of tools, I just want to straighten this. Okay, so it's nice and straight. Then we're going to grab our block and your metal hammer. And I'm going to grab my fine nose chain nose pliers now. And I'm going to hold that end and put it over the edge of the block like that. And we're going to hammer just the middle part of this, not your ends, not your turned ends, just the middle part. I'm going to turn that around, grab the other end, and give that a hammer. That's just making sure that we've got the whole section there hammered. Okay, and if it's bent out of shape, mine's a little bit out of shape there, as you can see. I'll move that out of the way. We're just going to grab our heavy duty pliers and straighten that up. Just like that. So it's nice and straight now. Okay, again with your heavy duty pliers, we're going to grab one end of our link there and the other end. Now as you do this, you're going to pull on the wire this way, so you've got a really tight grip on these pliers, and you're holding that wire really tight. You're going to grab it and pull and twist. Pull and twist. Pull and twist. And then you can do the other end here in the opposite way. Got someone's coming to my front door. Until you get something like that. Hold on, I have someone at my front door. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back with you. Sorry about that. All right, so that's got enough twist in it now. I just want to straighten it up. Just go in the pliers and give it a bit of a straightening. That's pretty good. And then these have opened up because we hammered and also because we twisted. So just go back and fix those up. Okay, and that's our little link. Now, this on a chain, like once this is oxidized, cleaned up and polished and attached on a chain, and as the chain turns, if you can see that, like as it moves around on your body, it's going to catch the light because of the twists. Hopefully that's showing up on the camera. Those little twists in it. So that makes a really beautiful link in a chain, and as I said, it's very eye-catching. Okay, so I'll show you this one. Show you it in the necklace. So hopefully you can see that as it twists, it catches the light. Okay, and now we're going to move on to our chain link connector. Okay, so we'll grab the wire for that. We're using, what did I use in that? Did I use a 20 or an 18? 18 gauge. Yeah, 18. So now this might probably be better, I think, if it was annealed. So I'm going to cut off the length and then I'll anneal it and come back to you. So the length of this depends on how big you, like how much detail you want to put into your link. So what I'll do is I'll measure off what I'm going to use, and I'll give you a measurement on that, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'll just measure that for you quickly, and then I'll anneal this. So as I said, you just decide for yourself how much wire you need, but I'm just going to give you what I'm using, and then you can decide for yourself. So that's 43 centimeters, which is roughly 17 inches there. Okay, so what I'll do now is anneal this wire and get back to you. Okay, back with you. I've annealed my wire. Now you don't have to anneal your wire. It just makes it easier to work with, especially when you're looping and winding in and around. But by all means, you can do it just with you know, straight out copper wire. So I've just brought my ends together there, and I'm down roughly in where the center would be. And I'm going to grab my round nose pliers, and I'm just going to make a loop there. You can make this loop as big or as small as you like, totally up to you. I like mine a little on the bigger side. I just think it adds to the look, and it's not like a perfectly round loop or anything like that. So now you can use your round nose pliers, or you can use your 6-step pliers, totally up to you which ones you use. I like to use these because you've got different size mandrels to make different size loops. Okay, so I'm going to start on this side. I'll do a little bit bigger one on this side. Hopefully I can do this under the camera. Much easier when you don't have a camera in your way. So I'm just bringing that loop around. And then I'm going to use a smaller loop. So you can make any pattern you like. Just, you know, let the wire go where it wants to go. I don't know how to explain it to you any better than that, but just, you know, looking at it and seeing what you like. Okay, now I'm going to change wires, and I'll go much smaller one on this side. Gosh, this is hard to do under the camera. I just can't get the right angles. I'm going to try move this wire out of the way. Hopefully I keep it on camera as well. Okay, got him going. Bring this one around, so you can do it with your fingers as well. Get him out of the way, come over this way. What do I want to do there? Each time you do this, you're probably going to end up with a different design. I do. It's because I don't really pay attention to what I'm doing the first time, so I just let it go where it wants to go. And that's all part of being, you know, doing freeform. Excuse me. Freeform or organic wire wrapping. It's basically just having fun with the wire. Just, oh, come out of there. Yeah, that doesn't look very attractive. So I'm going to push him over, get this wire out of the way. Pop my tool back in. Oh, if I can get it in there, goodness, come on. There we go. Okay, this makes it so much easier when you've annealed it to manipulate the wire where you want it to go. What do I want to do here? I think I might go a bigger one. Okay, and that looks like it's probably almost pretty much long enough. So now I'm going to do one more on this side here. I might just use my round nose pliers for that. Okay. him down into shape. Now I'm going to I want to use up the wires, but I want to, just go a little bit freehand here, no tools. And also too, what I'm doing is locking them together because it's like two different levels. Get him down inside there. I need a pair of other pliers here to do this. There. Now with this one here, I'm going to make a loop at the bottom. Where are my straighteners? I don't want to work hard on that too much. So here, just going to make a loop. I'm just going to straighten him up a little bit. Now I'm not too worried that that's not perfect. It's because it gives it character, and yeah, I don't want my work to look perfect whatever I do. It's I'm a perfectionist in a lot of things, but when it comes to wire work, I just get so much enjoyment out of it not looking perfect. Okay, now I'm going to weave him in somewhere. Just pop him out of the way while I deal with this one here. And what do I want to do with you? I'm going to bring him up through there. And bring him over. And then come back up through this one. And that's looking pretty good to me. I like that. And then I'm just going to wrap him around this top loop there. Just seeing if I like the look of twice. Yeah, I like twice. Okay, and I'm going to get a little bit heavier duty chainless pliers. I'll just squish them into place. And grab my cutters. Look, gosh, I've got a whole array of tools here in front of me. This is how I work, and then I go, oh, I can't move. I've got nowhere to put anything, and then I stop and I have to put everything away, and the next thing I know, they're back out again. Anybody else work like that, or is everybody else nice and tidy and putting everything away as they use them? I'm like that in the kitchen when I'm cooking. I clean up as I go, and but when it comes to this, I just have stuff. You could see my workbench here at the moment. It's an absolute disgrace. All right, just deciding what I want to do with this one here now. He's not quite centered enough, so, and that's because I pulled him down, pulled him out of shape before. Oops, sorry, I'm trying to stay on camera and yeah, that one needs pulling it over, so I'm going to have to try and drag it around a little bit. This one here that I wrapped it up there, pull that over to the side. That's okay though. I'm going to try and give this a little bit of shape. It's not exactly how I wanted him to look, but it's not bad, so I'm not worried about it. And then I'm not going to wrap this end up there because it's only going to distort it, so I'm just going to finish this wire off. And as I said, each one you make will turn out differently. Oops. And I'm just going to wrap him around the once. Get that straightened up a bit. I like the way that looks on the front, actually. And cut that one off. And squish him down. Okay, get some of this out of the way. Okay, so that's what he looks like there. Now I'm just going to grab my bench block and hammer. And I was going to hammer flatten out some pieces, but I won't. So I'm just going to do the end of this. And I'll do this end. And then I'll grab my rubber hammer. And I'm going to give this a bash to flatten it. On both sides. Flattened him too much up there. Now he's got out of shape. So I'm just going to correct him. That looks pretty good. All right, Dave's home, so I'm just going to pop up, close my door. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back with you. Sorry about that. Dave just makes so much noise. I had to make sure my door was closed. You'll probably still hear him anyway. Okay, so we've got our shape done. And now we can add in, which I did on, where did I put it? You can leave it like that, totally. Or you can add wire into it, if you can see that in there. I've added some 22 gauge wire, just to give it some little bit more interest. You know, once this is oxidized and cleaned up, polished, all the detail on that will stand out a lot more. So I'm going to cut off a piece. I'm using 22, I think I said that, 22 gauge. And it doesn't have to be a very long piece. That's probably plenty. So I'll just give you a quick measurement on that. Okay, we've got 53 centimeters, which is roughly 21 inches. Okay. Sorry. All right, now I'm just going to wrap this in wherever I can. You know, don't have to be too particular about it. Just get it attached is the main objective. And I'm just going to hold on to that. I haven't finished wrapping it yet, but I'll come back and finish that off in a sec. All right, now I've got that pretty tight. Just grab my fine bent nose pliers, and just feed that through there. Just a couple of times. Pull it nice and tight. Bring it over. Snip it off. And tuck it down. Pushing it in towards the center. So there's nothing sharp there. Okay, now you can basically just do what you want to do. I'm just going to, well, I'm using a 22 gauge, by the way, because I normally use 24 if I'm doing something like this, but I wanted it to stand out a little bit more, be, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? A more predominant feature. So just go in wherever you want to go. Just, I've shown you how to do this before in other projects. So it's just a matter of just having some fun, making sure you don't get kinks in your wire. And just, you know, stopping and having a look at it every now and then. I didn't pull that through very tight. That one up there is a bit loose. So just go in behind, pulling down, and then pull from the front, up, and then down, and you'll get it in nice and tight. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, just having fun with it. Just, if it's not fun, then, you know, why do it? No, don't worry if my wires get bent like this, as long as they don't get too bent, you know, because you risk the wire snapping then. But yeah, I don't, you know, it all adds to the design. And this also too helps, even though we locked it down a little bit before, you can see on this side here it's not locked in anywhere. So this helps to pull it all together. Just stop every now and have a look at it and think, well, you know, that's enough, or no, I want more. Well, I'm always a more person. More is always more for me. So I'm going to keep going. Now again, making sure you keep that tight. So pulling that, I'm holding that wire here, this one I've done here, I'm holding that into place. And where do I want to go now? So if I was just doing this at home and not on camera, I would, take my, even though I'm not doing this fast, I would take a little bit more time in deciding where I wanted to go with it. But then sometimes if you just do it this way, it turns out better. It works both ways for me. If I don't think about it, sometimes it turns out better, and then other times not. And then sometimes if I do think about it, it turns out better. So come up over this one, come up through here, come up over the top of this one, and through there. Sometimes you need your pliers to help you, because that was a tighter place to get it into, and it didn't wrap around the way I wanted it to. So fix that problem. Now, as I said, you can do this as much as you want or as little as you want, totally up to you. You could even add some beads in if you wanted to. That could look nice, depending on, what you're making. I didn't want to do anything like that on mine because I had the beads, where is it? The beads on either side, so I didn't want to add, any more to it. But if you didn't have any beads, you could add some beads, just thread them onto your wire and pop them in as you're weaving it through, wherever you feel like putting them. Okay, well, just for time factors, I'm going to finish this off here. Actually, I won't, because I'm going to do more work with this once I get off camera. So I'll just, I'm going to keep going with it, but I'll just show you what to do. So now you would just get your block and hammer out again, your rubber hammer, and just to set those wires into place, lock everything down so there's nothing sticking up that can catch on anything. Do that on both sides. And actually what I would have done, I didn't do it because I hadn't finished wire wrapping everything, is give them a twist. You can still do that now. Just wherever you see a straight wire, unless you like them straight, then leave them the way that they are. But I don't, so just get in and give them a twist here and there. And do the same thing on the back. This also helps tighten everything up. Right, that's all I can see at the moment because I haven't got as much wire as what normal. So then you would just get this, a hammer, on both sides. And that's our straighten him out a bit. That's our link that you could then link on your, I haven't got a loose one here. There's one there. Link on your links on either side, and you've got something interesting in your chain. I made this one on this one because this was the pendant that I made, so I wanted something to what's the word, reflect back on. Got that twisted up there. Yeah, to reflect back onto this part here, just to, you know, to have interest, because, you know, this is the main thing, and then I wanted a little bit more of that interest up further on the necklace. So I haven't finished this one yet. It's almost done, not quite. But so, if you can see what I mean by reflecting the that back in, but further up the neck. So up the, you know what I mean. But I also wanted to show you too, I mentioned earlier that you could make earrings. I went ahead and made, it's got caught here, made one to match, using this link, and this here reflects back to, where is it, this on the chain. I did those up there, so it ties in with that. And then I just wanted to add just something else, so just wound a little piece of wire around it and added a little bead at the top, just to give it a bit of interest, and I think they match up lovely together. All right, so that's it for this week's tutorial. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like down the bottom. Likes really help the algorithm. I'm trying to push my channel out there for more people to see it and hopefully enjoy what I do. So if you wouldn't mind hitting the like, that would help me out heaps. If you haven't subscribed and you'd like to subscribe, the subscribe button's down the bottom. And that's it for me for this week, and I will catch you all next week. Please take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye.